And then next thing you know, I'm like, fuck, I didn't hit record.
Just at the last like five
Yeah,
seconds,
yeah.
like, bye, see you later.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. How's it going anyway, mate? You right?
Good, good. Yeah, just busy.
Yeah.
Thankfully we're like, yeah, with lockdown and stuff, we just managed to keep quite busy, which has been good, but I'm also fucking knackered at the
Oh,
same time.
mate. Well, thank you for
One
pulling it
of
out of
the
the bag
things.
and getting on the podcast, mate. I really
Oh, of
appreciate it.
course. Yeah, no,
And
thanks for having me.
hopefully we won't keep you up too long. Let you get some
Oh
kit.
no.
Well, you've answered my first question anyway. So I've obviously been watching the videos and what you've been putting out on Instagram. And your bedroom, what came first? Was it the inspiration for the backdrop of the videos that you needed to read, like get that amazing wallpaper going, or did you just have that going already and it was just like shit? I'm just gonna do
Uh,
it in here.
I can't actually remember. I think I like yeah, because I moved back into this place in at the very beginning of lockdown, and there was like just nothing on the walls or anything. I just needed to get something up, and I just went to Brixton. I just literally grabbed all this fabric. They had so much choice. I actually had like
Yeah.
another version of this beforehand, but it just felt a bit it didn't feel too right. But then I landed on this. I was like, yeah, this is a good start.
This was giving out the right frequency.
Yeah, I
Mm.
think so. Like just about. And then yeah.
Some fabric. You're like, I just picked up some fabric, and I just
Yeah.
good, and then it's this stunning.
So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. I was wondering if it's gonna like
Oh,
oh, far so good.
more
But
technical stuff.
but yeah, no, it was basically like yeah, just straight after that I started doing some animations and stuff, like just messing around with green screen.
Oh yeah.
Because my bandmate started a group at the very beginning of lockdown, just where you team up with somebody, and you basically have like a week to make a project.
Oh really? What's that?
Um, it was called like isolation collaboration.
Station
Another
in the
word,
nation.
station. Yeah, yeah. It
Was
was
it?
it was three words, but I can't remember the last one. But it was something along those lines. But yeah, no, it was a really fun project because it just gave me an opportunity to mess around with animations and stuff for the first time ever, and it just kind of started me on a like trip to just start making videos and just see what happens,
Mm.
basically.
So is that where it kind of this Noon Garden idea came from? It essentially started with kind of messing with the visuals and doing small projects like that.
Oh, well, like the music side of it is actually I've been working on all these songs for like 7 years now or
Holy
eight
shit.
years.
Wow!
Just
Wow!
yeah, we're just in the background basically. Like yeah, just because of obviously doing the majority of my stuff with Flamingos.
Mm.
Yeah.
I kind of was just ticking away with solo stuff for a very, very long time, and then there was a lot of faffing as well. Just kind of just had an idea, and I was like, "Oh, it's cool. I'll get to that." And it was like 2 years had passed,
Yeah. I
and
know
I
what
just
that
had to like
feels
dig it
like.
back out. Yeah,
Yeah. It's so weird, isn't it? It goes so quick.
so weird.
You
But I
feel,
think
do you feel like a lockdown's giving you the time to sort of
yeah.
what you had on the back burner, be like, okay, I'm going to get that done. I'm going to get that done.
Definitely, yeah, like 100%. There was just because I guess a lot of the faffing was that I hadn't really taught myself how to mix songs properly. Like I feel like the ideas were there, but just trying to get it to sound decent enough to share to people was like an element that I hadn't really thought of
Yeah.
before. So I thought I needed at least get that down just to try and make these ideas like seem presentable at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty quickly and pretty well.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it sounds great, man. But the weird thing is, I think you were one of the last people I saw in like general civilization before the shit hit the
yeah,
fan.
yeah,
I think you might have been like one of the last people because we were in London together in Camden. Do you remember
yeah.
that? Do you remember that session?
Wait, was it Croydon?
Sorry, not Camden, Croydon. Croydon.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it was weird as fuck because we were playing and we'd had some fantastic fungi
yes,
adaptations,
I've
augmented reality stuff, and
indeed.
I remember having like a little break, and go into the shop with your brother to get a couple of beers or whatever, and like walking into the supermarket and everyone was like raping and pillaging the shelves and like dragging stuff off, and we didn't really realize there was like what the pandemic was yet. It wasn't like a thing yet. It was just like this thing on the news that no one was really taking seriously. And then it was like the zombie apocalypse is starting, and we're kind of in there just like, what's going on? And then like, I came back to Jersey like the next day. You just got back off tour. You just got back off tour. Like the day, either like that day, I think.
No, it was that day. Well, we got back from our my friend's 30th in Spain. So, and we were there just like chilling, basically, just like the weather's amazing. We're just here for a holiday, whilst everyone else in the background was literally like taking shit off the shelves, and like all the toilet paper was gone. We were like, what's going on? Like, why is everyone freaking out? And then, like,
come back to the session with a couple rolls of toilet paper just in case.
So weird.
Go.
Yeah. So so it's kind of interesting speaking to you again now, having all of that shit go by, and then I've only just kind of realized, I was like, wait, I think Charles was like one of the last people I seen before I came back, and then so how's it been for you, like, you know, creatively and just being stuck in a room? What's been going on?
Honestly, it's actually been pretty good, which is kind of like a weird thing to say.
No one wants to say it, man. No one wants to say it, because they're all like, shit, people died, you know, like, people had it rough and stuff, you know. You don't want to be saying that you had it, but believe me, you're not on your own. I've asked that question of a few people, and they're all like, I've really enjoyed, like, it
was like obviously there was quite a lot of bad stuff that did happen, but the majority of it, like from a creative perspective, was actually really beneficial and nice. Like in terms of what we were doing with Flamingods, we were able to write like a whole new album and have time and not have to worry about tour or anything like that. So it was like a really nice time to just be creative in all the different areas that I've got interested in, like filming, editing. Like, I don't think I would have been able to do the music videos if I hadn't had this time in the last year. Like, the time to actually mess around with green screen and see what I could actually make and such. So I don't know. It has been a good year creatively. Obviously it's been shit for everyone. A lot of people gotten sick, and people have died, and it's been awful in that respect. But from a purely creative perspective, it's been really good.
I think it's an interesting time as well, because as far as when you talk to a lot of creative people, it's like everything at the moment is shrouded in this horrible thing that's going on. But then for that obviously create stuff, it gives you so much more time where you're not out the house, and you almost benefit just in that way. So a lot of people are like, oh, I've had a time alone, and they don't like it so much. But I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, when it's alone time, I'm thinking fabulous. I can spend 2 hours trying to get it right, drop on silly little things like that.
Well, it's a lot of creative people that I know really enjoy their own time, because that's when you get to just kind of like lock in to something. And I think creative people are the same in that, like, it's kind of meditative in a way, in that like you zone into like that synth sound or whatever, and you're there for like 2 hours just you know, and then you don't want to be having a chat with someone while you just you know. But that's where genius comes from, is those little bits of time that you get.
Moments. How's it been for you guys, like on the whole?
Mental busy, like you say, because we've released we're in the process of releasing the Broken Bricks album. So we've done 2 singles so far, which have been pretty well received. And then
I love the videos for them as well.
Oh, you do? Oh, mate, talk about, like, I wish I had your skill set when it came to that stuff.
Oh my gosh, you've got a pretty good skill set, to be fair, compared to me and Warren. We can't do anything with videos.
I know. I'm dragging your lazy asses. Well, I'm only kidding. Yeah, no, I'm only joking. But so in that respect, like, again, it's been to have that time to kind of do it. It's been really good. But I suppose from our standpoint, is we were quite looking forward to getting the gigs and the shows and showcasing it. That's quite an important time when it's your debut one. Or, you know, swings and roundabouts. It's given us more time to sort of push it out, and we've got another single going soon as well. So
Oh,
we'll
that's
see how that
awesome.
goes. And then by the time the album comes out, the world will be put back together again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
no,
we
it's, yeah,
should be able to get in front of some people.
It's
But
funny because
yeah,
kind of coming from opposite sides. We were looking forward to gigging, and obviously you love gigging, but you've been doing it for what, 10 plus years?
something like that. And yeah, we were pretty, like, I think we just finished the last album tour, so we were pretty kind of ready to just relax anyway. Like we had some dates like lined up, but we were just like once the lockdown happened, we're like, you know what, it's actually quite nice to chill for a bit. But
mm,
I know a lot of bands like yourselves that were literally about to release something or like actually do some dates and stuff, and then it all just got shut down. And I mean, I can't even really imagine what it must feel like. Pretty gutting.
we had the choice of, do we stop and just put the brakes on until this gets back to normal,
Mm,
or will it ever get back to normal? And actually, fuck it, let's just do it. I don't want to
yeah,
let anything get in the way, let's just keep going. And one thing again about creative people is they just find ways. They're like kind of like the octopus that you try and put in a box. It just kind of shape shifts and turns into something else, and like
it's a little
it'll appear
creepy,
somewhere
but
else.
it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, how have we done that? But yeah,
But like people, that's what they're doing. They're morphing, and all of a sudden they're becoming these different creative, aspects of like solo projects and all this other stuff coming
mm,
out, or like different ways of earning money by doing gigs online and all this sort of stuff. Like there will always
yeah,
be an outlet for
yeah,
a creative
exactly.
person. So I guess for us, we didn't want to like, you can't stop being creative, so you might as well
No,
just get on with it.
it's true. Like even if it's like not even going to be shown to anyone or like showcased in any way, like the process is like what we that's the bit that I probably fundamentally enjoy the most, like the actual figuring out a song, now the production side of it, like figuring out how to make it sound good or
Yeah,
trying out different things, like experimenting basically
yeah.
is yeah, it's been
Yeah, I mean,
it's been the
I
best
had a
part.
little listen to your Dud Day. I mean, I'd already heard it, to be fair. One of my friends is obsessed with you and your band.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, I mean,
That's
obviously it's a sick song.
mm,
In that, I mean, I feel you're playing everything. I feel like, you're on the
yeah,
keys, you're on the bass, you're on the
yeah,
guitar.
yeah.
I mean, what you've been playing for around 10 years. What do you play? A little bit of everything?
Yeah, it's kind of like yeah, like it's main. I think guitar is my main instrument, and then through the band, I've learned how to play bass properly and like synth. I'm starting to get there. I still don't know how to play drums really. It's just more like electronic drums and stuff. But yeah, it's been through playing that I've managed to uh get at least good enough to like try and jam with people, like kind of what we were doing, Lee.
Yeah. Oh man, there was
uh,
some mad shit coming out of that room as well.
I
I'm looking
yeah.
forward to.
you're involved in this. I didn't know the names of everyone. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So basically, that little thing, I don't even know if it's got a name, but there's about 8 people in it, and we've got about 3 hours of recorded stuff, but not one single tune because it's just all improv.
Yeah,
It's
it's all
mad.
just well, you cut it all up, which is it's good.
Yeah,
I've listened to it like loads.
yeah.
I'm over lockdown, but yeah, it's just yeah, I've just been playing quite a lot of just different types of like synth music and bass, and started teaching over lockdown as well, and just before, so that's kind of helped
How are you doing that? Are you doing
go.
online teaching or something, or can people come
Yeah.
around? Or are you doing it like through the window?
Yeah, literally just miming and shit. Literally, I mean, yeah, like the Zoom versions is a little difficult, but now that things are starting to ease up, I've been doing like socially distance lessons,
Yeah,
which is yeah, it's been pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the Dud Day,
Mm.
the lyrics have very much come from a guy that's, well, my interpretation of it was coming from a guy that's been stuck in a room that needs to kind of like use his brain to get out, mentally escape
Yeah.
the physical lock in situation.
hmm hmm
Is that a fair assessment? Is that where the lyrics are coming from? But so you were
Yeah.
saying that it's taken years to get musically to get it to that point, but then the lyrics must have been then an after, or the later part of that process.
Yeah. Well, that day was actually like I kind of wrote that just before lockdown. Actually, yeah, like the end of 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like at the time, I was kind of in a similar headspace to, I guess, lockdown, where it was kind of like winter, it was cold, I was indoors, I was editing quite a lot, and then I was just kind of like, I need to get out and shit.
Yeah, yeah. So
And
it's just accidentally poignant then, or like,
yeah,
yeah, right.
it kind of came out first at like the right time, just because I felt like everyone was having dud days anyway, where
Yeah,
like nothing much was going on.
yeah,
But yeah, it was kind of weird because I didn't expect it to have like relevance until I listened back myself. I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm kind of going through this same shit right now,
yeah,
even though it was like 2 years earlier.
yeah. It's weird that.
Yeah,
But it's, I
very
suppose,
weird.
yeah, it's serendipitous, but also it's easy PR though, right? Because you just people
Yeah,
get it. They go, yeah, I
swoops it
understand.
in. Yeah, it's very weird because sometimes I find that I've got lyrics that I've written maybe from like 5, 6 years ago, and I'm like, and I listen to them now, and I'm like, they're kind of more relevant to me now than they were at the
Yeah,
time, if you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No, it's a weird thing. But so what's your sort of general process like in terms of recording? Like
Mm.
are you the way that you've got your instruments set up kind of in that circular,
Mm.
synth, keyboard, bass is over there. Are you literally sort of like doing that on like kind of looping, or are you like recording in and then
Yeah,
m moving around from instrument to instrument? How does it work?
yeah. I'm not sure. It kind of changes a lot, but usually, I mean, for the most part, I always end up writing songs initially on guitar, like a rough kind of like beat thing in Logic, like a template beat, and I'll just have a melody in my head that's kind of just been sitting there for a while, and I'll just mess around with that, and yeah, just do what you said, just lay down something, then maybe add like a bass on top, and then just start like chipping away from there.
Yeah,
I usually have like kind of like a mapped out song ready from like the first kind of demo that I make from like
yeah,
the first session basically, and then after that it's quite just the process of refining that idea, I suppose.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But that's usually how it goes. Not
yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, because I guess quite, everyone has a different writing technique, and you have some people who will just write the whole melody of a song and have no idea about the accompaniment, or write
Yeah,
something and come back to it 6 months later, add a little something else. But
yeah.
saying you kind of have it mapped out within your first sitting down, like your Mozart or something, like it's all coming in your head. The lovely
Yeah,
picture.
yeah. It's a weird thing because like it's more like I don't think I'll be able to get to bed if I don't finish it, kind of thing.
yeah. I
It'll
know
be
that
like,
one. Yeah, I know
yeah,
that one. Yeah,
it's a weird feeling of being like, oh fuck, like I need to figure out the chorus or the bridge, and then I'll just get really obsessed in a short space of time that I'll just forget about the work I was actually meant to do and just be
yeah.
noodling.
Do you think that's sort of become your process the longer that you've been in the industry, as far as obviously when you start learning this or that, you're sort of thinking, oh, what chords could go with that, or how could it work? But then I feel like I often see with people who have been in it for years and years and are just so talented that it's almost subconscious that works for you, because you have so much knowledge in there already, and talent. It
Yeah,
sort of just comes together all in one often.
yeah. It's I don't know. It's tough. I guess I've created like a shorthand with myself that I know. I guess what I like, or like I listen to so much music, and there's so many things that I feel like I can tap into, or at least try and use as like a basis to make a song. So I think yeah, it's kind of what you said, that after being in it for so long, that I think I've got the tools now to at least try and start off with something that's like semi decent, at least to me, and then just chip away from there. But I mean, I still do have those days where I'll have a granular idea and I'll be stuck on it for years or
Yeah.
something and not be able to come back to it. Like, yeah, there's one song where I don't even have like the lyrics ready. Like I've been trying for years and I'll come up with one line a year and I'll be like, great.
Can't finish, but somewhere you have like a little bit and you just cannot get it finished.
Cannot do it, yeah. And it's just having that breakaway from it always helps, I feel like. What's the
Yeah.
process like for you guys to do your stuff?
Well, so for us, it's kind of, so me and Warren started writing all the kind of the music, I guess, and
Yeah.
then Chrissy's vocals came later. So we had this kind of like, me and Warren, when we do work together, we work very rapidly. So it's like idea. And when I reached that point of I can't progress this anymore, I just took it over to him, and he just has a completely different spin on it. And then he throws it back over to me, and I'm like, "Oh shit! I wasn't going to take it there." And then we just keep building it that way. And then Chrissy would come along and nail the vocal over the top of it, and that was basically the whole album, pretty much what we've currently got. So those tunes that are out there now. So, but I don't know what it's going to be. What we want to do for the next one, I think, is all get in a room. And I've already, in fact, I've written like a full structure for a tune that I think is the first one that I'm going to bring to the table already. But I don't want to record it. I just want to have it in my head,
just
on an acoustic,
yeah,
and just bring it into you guys and go, right, this is the rawest possible version of it. It's not even recorded on my phone, just in my head. And I want to try and get a few like that. I want to try that method of like literally get like a resident studio or whatever, and just do one tune a day, bare bone ideas, walk in with nothing and come out with something type thing. You know, I'd like to see how I can fare up in that type of position. But like, it's, you know, we've got the capability of having, because I can drum, right? Because we drum for what we were doing, so I can jump on.
So
such
a beast.
We have the ability of having a kit in there and synths and keys, and obviously then guitars. I'm a guitarist. Warren's a guitarist. We both jump on bass. So really, you can pretty much stick me, Warren, and Chrissy in a room, and you know, you have at it, and we can have it all nice and live. Yeah. So I'm pretty confident that we'll come out with some pretty good shit.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely going to be different. You know, with the last album, I jumped on when it was basically finished, and I didn't really produce music. Like, as a person, I tend to be much more insular and do everything on my own. Like those videos where you're playing everything and you're producing everything, that was like from day one. I was like, I have to do that. So kind of not a good thing, because collaborating is amazing, right? And that's what these guys have taught me.
Yeah. Definitely.
So this time round, I want to be jumping on the production a lot more, and obviously just seeing how it's the vibes off of them. But I've always just got myself into my little hobbit hole and just myself, which
exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I totally get that. It's kind of like, I guess it's the same thing for me, that I've lived with these songs for so long that I feel like the only way I could have done it right is if I just did everything myself, and I just to see if I could. But I guess it was like kind of a contrast to what we do with Flamingos, where it's very kind of collaborative and stuff. But I think now that I've done it, I really want to collaborate with more people like the next time around. Just open up more. So just to get like new kind of ideas in and stuff, just because
So how have you found, obviously, being solo versus collaborating? I'm guessing if you want to do some more collaboration, it means it's been good, but you don't love to spend too many hours just in your hobbit hole, as I call it.
Definitely like a hobbit hole. It's just, I mean, I 100% love the process, and I probably will continue to still keep doing it. It's I guess it's just trying out new things within the project, just so it's not always purely just my input. Because I went to Margate like about a month or two ago with my bandmate, because he's got his solo project that he's just started. And basically, like, he invited me down, he invited my girlfriend and his girlfriend and a friend of ours, Alex from Fat White Family.
Oh yeah.
And we were just there, and like basically to work on my bandmate's project. And it was just such a lovely vibe, because it was him just asking us to just try stuff out, and we'd just be doing that for ages, just literally just throwing stuff at the wall. I'd be playing some guitar, I'd be playing some bass, his girlfriend would be playing some piano, and Alex would be doing sax. And it wasn't like all of it would be used, but it was just a nice thing of just getting other people's ideas in, which I really I really thought was sweet. I haven't really had the opportunity to do that yet, I feel like, but I feel like for the next one I kind of want to do a similar thing of just getting new voices in.
Yeah, and there's also that live click that you get when you're playing together. You know, that kind of like figuring out your groove off somebody else's live in the moment, as opposed to someone laying a track down and then you receiving that track and then in your own space writing something on the top of it. Is totally different than looking someone in the eyes while you're both trying to find that. Because we've done it loads, you know, like when I was playing drums and I'm listening to your beat, your bass.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find a groove, and we're looking at each other like, yeah, where is it? There it is. There it is. You know, like it's a totally different thing, man. Yeah.
Yeah, literally just mining through until you like find something
digging.
that you're just comfortable with. Yeah.
The groove, we got it.
It's there. Yeah. Yeah, that was like like a perfect example where it's just just really good trying to figure out something alongside somebody else. Like I know that I can make stuff that makes me personally happy to like listen to, but I do like the idea of having more voices in the room.
And as well, I think it's so good because I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to doing something myself, I could spend 7 hours on like the tiniest of detail and be like, it's just not good enough.
You know, chuck it in the bin.
You can't even hear the difference, mate.
I've had to like really train myself not to delete everything at the end of the session, because I used to just sit there all day and record it, and then I'd listen to it at the end and go, I fucking hate that, and I just delete it. Yeah, I used to do it all the time. But then, I don't know, I must be like overly self-critical or something. But then, I stopped doing it. I was like, right, delete it tomorrow morning. And then I'd get up in the morning with a coffee and I'd sit down and listen and be like, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So I stopped deleting shit now.
Yeah, like you got to have that that ear break, which I didn't.
Yeah.
For ages, like literally like writing something, even if you think it's amazing, to literally just go away for like 2 hours and then come back, and it can either be really good or horrendous, which has been my case.
Yeah.
And you're like, do you know what? This song is sick.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Later, and you're thinking, what was I thinking? This is just
like what was I actually thinking?
The reason why I started doing that or stopped deleting my stuff was because I was watching something with Dr. Dre, and what was that? What was that? Seriously though, what was that? There was a documentary recently, really Netflix. Good one. Yeah, what the fuck's it called? Outside, is it out?
Good.
Outlaws.
I haven't heard of it.
It's good. What's it called? Oh, fucking hell. Anyway,
actually,
it's really good.
To tell me, but yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's really good. It's fucking really interesting. I didn't know that Dr. Dre's a Nirvana fan, for one. He's like loves Nirvana. Like, but he did the same thing. He was like he would like make a beat and stuff, and he'd be sat in his studio, and then he'd be like, right, I'm gonna go to bed. And then when I wake up in the morning, if I don't love it, it's getting fucking deleted. And that's his method. It's like if he sits down and he doesn't love it, starts again.
I mean,
I think it's a decent way of doing things.
Yeah, I guess it's true. Like sometimes I have a slight rule with myself that say if I came up with an idea like 2 days ago that I thought was amazing, if I can't remember it, like the melody or the idea, then I don't think it's something like worth pursuing.
Yeah, well,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm coming at the next Broken Bricks thing that I want to do. I don't want to record it all because of that exact reason. If it's good enough to stick in my head and I can pick up an acoustic and play you the whole song, in like 9 months' time, then it's. And also throughout that 9 month period, it's probably going to take a few different iterations and add-ons and bits and get better and like And so I think I've been too quick to record things. I think in the past, like a little guitar idea, and I'm like, ooh, iPhone, record it, and then what I've got to do, like in a year's time, is like scroll through all those little ideas, and listen to myself going, ooh,
I do that. I've got so many voice notes, literally jib-jabbing all over the place. Crazy.
I've got the same on my phone. I've got about like 100 voice notes, and I was like, you know, that's going to be stunning for something. I haven't even looked.
I haven't looked at them.
Yeah.
You scrolling through.
Man, if anyone ever broke into my phone, they'd just be like,
and it's like that's
Like,
literally
what
what
the
I got.
fuck is this?
That's quite good, mate. That's actually quite good.
Yeah, just
Play it
hand the
down.
phone back.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you get those Beatles albums or whatever, where it's all kind of like the shit bits that they never wanted you to hear, and you know, it's like that collector's stuff. Well, I can't even imagine like if someone got
Oh,
hold of the
man.
phones, it'd just be like,
Right.
what in the fuck is what is that? What is
Yeah.
happening? There's like I'm
yeah.
recording like broken
You
like
love
broken
random
cash machines and stuff. I like go to a cash machine and there was one that was broken. It was going
Yeah,
and I was like, some like
Get my
getting it. And
phone out. Yeah, just get straight in there. I do the same. I've got
Yeah,
so much
it's
of that
weird.
shit. But I don't even label that stuff. Like
No,
I've
I
got
don't.
that they're
No,
all.
so that's
I have
even more
no
fun.
idea what they are. Yeah,
Yeah.
just find them like a year later and like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
It's
can do one tune using really abstract, stupid noises like the hoot of a pigeon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
quite hard to
Make that
get.
up. You probably got a whole bank of them from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Folk trying to find them though.
Yeah.
You ain't finding them. But
Oh, gosh.
yeah. So in your room, what gear are you using? Because I've seen that. What's that big grey synth? It looks like something
Oh,
straight out of the 80s or something like it. What is that?
the MS 2000. I'll give you a little peek.
Yeah.
You can see little tour.
Oh, I can't believe
Oh,
that's
there
just
it is.
you picked up.
Oh,
That's
it's black. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty good.
What year is it? Is that like, it looks old.
It's like I think it's like from 2000 or something.
Oh, is it? I thought it was going to come like, I thought it was like an 85 or something.
I mean, probably. I don't know. It's yeah, it's definitely not analog.
No.
But it's I mean it's got so many like crazy sounds in it.
Yeah.
And just like one of the best delays I've heard on a synth ever. I just have like so much fun with it each time.
Yeah,
we've
because I
used
saw one of your tracks. I was watching the performance you did. I can't remember the name of the channel, but it was like your 3 upcoming songs. And you're playing them
Oh
live.
yes, like stamp the work.
Yeah, and some of the synth sounds that were coming out.
Yeah.
Do one thing, press a button, and it was like, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
What is
Yeah, just all this crazy delay and arpeggiators and stuff that you can just tap. Yeah, I've had so much fun. I literally just bought my own the other week, so because I was using the band's one for ages. So it's good to have my own synth finally.
Do you run out of the synth and
basically.
into pedals or anything? Have you done that yet?
Yeah, we got some pedals. We got like a line 6. We got like a golden line 6.
Yeah.
Like the distortion one, I
Yeah.
think. Muga Fuga as well, although we haven't been able to like get our head around it.
Sorry, that's just a great name.
The Muga
The
Fuga.
Muga Fuga, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a small part of the Moog, isn't it? It's like the small wooden cutout of part of the Moog, but in a foot pedal.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's got all the kind of like Daft Punk kind of sounds, I think. Yeah. Kind of use it on bass. But yeah, I mean, my setup is pretty simple, to be fair. I've got like a Focusrite, and then got my Adam Audio speakers and my pedal board, basically.
What have you got on your pedal board that's making those? Because you've got some wicked, like, psychedelic shit going on.
Ideas, you better watch out.
Oh yeah.
This is a music production podcast where we talk about gear and careers and so
I've got a pretty shitty like Zoom and like a tuner pedal or something like that. Nothing special.
Oh yeah, bullshit.
But,
you got some acid in a box.
Acid.
So
Get a hold of
are you
tripping pixies in a box?
Yeah, back to your little gathering you guys had. Don't too many stories. So do you record everything in, obviously from the tracks you've done and you're releasing? Have you been recording it all in your bedroom?
Basically, yeah. I've kind of always recorded in my bedroom. We've got a recording studio with Flamingos where I do vocals just so my housemates don't hear me like squealing basically. But I go and just trying shit out, just a safe space. But I sometimes record in there, but yeah, the majority of the stuff I just do from home. Yeah, and just mix it all at home and stuff. I kind of only really invested in gear over lockdown. I thought this was going to be like the first time to actually go deep into learning how to mix and stuff. It's about time I probably get my own gear and stuff, it's been really nice. Obviously, there's so much more I want to get.
Have you got?
That's the problem. It's like there's just so many things. It's like if
too many things.
You know, you don't ever want to buy new clothes. You're like, but if I don't spend that £40, I could
yeah
plug in.
yeah, literally, yeah, it's endless.
Do you have you got plugins? Do you use plugins? Or do you
I've got plugins, but I've never used them. I'm kind of like a basic bitch. I just use like all the Logic. Yeah, just all the Logic
Cheap
plugins.
date.
I just like cheap date, such a cheap date. I just use all the just all the Logic like kind of stuff
in the box
as like a starting point. Then I just like manipulate everything.
Yeah,
there's just too much choice out there. I get a bit.
You know what though? There's a lot to say for mastering as well. Like, you can get if you get a nice kind of mix that hasn't got anything horrible in there, like no like transients or daft frequencies or anything. Everything's pretty much just on a level. If you get someone that's really shit hot at mastering, they can bring out all of the rich tonal qualities of the bass and everything kind of all of a sudden just comes to life. So I think one of the things that I've probably fallen foul of in the past is kind of over mixing, like trying to get it perfect in the mix and not giving the mastering engineers that room to put their shine on it. You know, like I want it to sound like it's going to go out and be released when it leaves my mixing, which isn't actually, you don't need to. I don't think you need to do that. You just need to have it sounding relatively decent.
Exactly.
And then mastering. But are you doing your own mastering or are you getting somebody else to?
No, I use this great guy called
Oh, what a timing!
What timing? You're gonna
you cut out then. You went.
Oh, is that
it's a great guy called.
I thought Lou was just like. You were just staring at me really intently, like Lee. You were like, I was like, all right, shit, I should get this right. It's Pete from Black Bay Studios.
Black Bay.
I can't exactly remember where.
Shout out Black Bay.
I can't exactly remember where he. Can't exactly remember where he is. He's like next to the sea or something. It looks really nice, but. Yeah, he's done stuff for like Snapped Ankles and like our stuff as well with Flamingos.
Yeah.
And some other people. But it's so true what you're saying. It's kind of leaving enough room for someone to also add like some magic to it.
Yeah.
On top and just keeping things like just sounding like I guess good enough for you to send it out, but not looking at the minute details. Like I think towards the end of the recording process, I got to the point where I knew there were mistakes in there and like imperfections, and I could have so easily have just gone in and just like, oh, let me just re-record that or that. But it's just like I do want to have some imperfections in the recording and some of like the performances and stuff. So it's not so squeaky clean.
Yeah, plus it's only your opinion, right? I mean, I know that it's your opinion, you're the guy who wrote it, but you're not the guy who gets to listen to it without going through that process. And they won't pick up. No one's going to pick up on those imperfections because to them it just is what it is. It's peace. Yeah. So, well, I know what you're saying though. There's bits on the album that we've done that there's some parts I'm like, oh, I should have brought that guitar down a little bit. Oh, that should be a bit, like. But you're always going to have that, I think, because you made it.
I mean, yeah, like especially with Flamingos, like with our next album, I think the kind of mantra is being able to let go or kind of step back from things. Because, like, I mean, I guess we are kind of a bit precious about some of our parts sometimes. Like we can be, like it's, but I think this time around, we kind of want to work with someone that can literally just take the reins a little bit and just
Yeah.
actually have like the space to let someone else, again, like we've been saying, just have their way with it.
Yeah.
And just kind of relax a little bit more.
Do you mean like kind of like a Nigel Godric type person,
What,
like an invisible part of the creative process?
Yeah, exactly. Or like someone that basically can listen to it and be able to do their own thing, rather than, I guess, us like wanting to have like a specific kind of thing that we want to put out.
Yeah.
It's just it'll be like an interesting process for us to basically like try and step back and just relax a little bit more when it comes to the recording process and writing process. I think it's like quite important.
Yeah. Well, a lot. That's
you might be like, no, I've got to get involved. I've got to get involved more.
Well, that's I think that's going to be the challenge, and I'm going to be very interested to see if we can actually hold back, because it's such a hard thing, especially when it's like something that you've written together and you're excited about it and stuff, and handing it over to whoever is just like, oh, like, what's going to happen? It's going to sound good. It's going to sound like how we want. It's the unexpected side of it that I'm quite looking forward to.
Yeah, it's cool when you get it back and you're like, oh, I wouldn't have taken it there, but it's cool. But it also sucks when you get it back and you're like, what the fuck have you done to my baby? Like,
you murdered it.
Yeah, shit. But
shit.
so you've got a release coming out on Wednesday, right? 28th.
Right? Yeah, that's right.
So what can you tell us about? I know we can't hear it yet because it's not out, but what can you tell us about
you
the new
can
release?
get a little sneak peek. Sneak peek?
Sorry?
Sneak peek?
I think I was going to say you can but then I said sneak peek.
Oh yeah.
Get a little sneak peek on that live version you did. I feel
exactly. Yeah.
Actually, I've heard it. Ha ha.
Oh yeah,
I have. I'm just letting the man speak for himself.
Well, my bad.
That sounds good. It's I mean,
Oh, you've cut off again.
Divine, and it's basically kind of the most African-inspired song that I've written, because I mean, my heritage is Nigerian, Jamaican, and a lot of the kind of disco music that we've been listening to as a band, and even in my own like personal time, has been a lot of African disco and funk and stuff.
There's a playlist on Spotify that I'm obsessed with. I keep sending Chrissy videos in the morning of me dancing to it, and it's funk, it's Afrobeat, funk, disco.
No way.
Yeah.
You listen to Afrobeats. I feel like it's a bit of a new discovery for you.
I fucking love it. I can't stop listening to it. I'm like working in my room. It's like I feel like I'm on like a 70s stakeout. Just jamming.
Exactly. That's such a good description. It's like and it's like a lot of those Afrobeat songs like by Fela Kuti and stuff are so long.
Yeah. So you're getting this like trippy kind of like
going on.
You just so
sick. Like same riff for like ages and stuff, and so this track that's coming out is very much inspired by a lot of those kind of like tropes and traits, like a lot of like repetitive bass loops and old school kind of drum machine sounds, and kind of African inspired vocals, even though I've kind of done my own like sort of twist on it. And it was kind of like artists like Talking Heads and stuff like that really played a part in like the composition of it. So
you can hear that kind of like 80s pop undercurrent or something going on in the music. Like it's there. It's like a reference point or something. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. There's lots of like 80s bands and stuff that I listen to, like loads, like I guess like Tears for Fears.
Oh mate, honestly, Tears for Fears was the first song that I ever liked. Was that Let It All Out, these are the things I can do. Come on. So that was when I was a little kid, because I was like maybe 2 or something when that came out or something. And I used to walk around the house singing it apparently. Like all my family's
Amazing.
Tears for Fears was the first band I ever liked. Like
Oh,
shout,
no way.
shout. Yeah, yeah.
So cute.
Yeah, dude, I was there when it came out, man.
You were
Might have been like
there.
two, but
Extra good in that northern accent of yours.
let it all out. These are things we talk about.
About.
Oh man, that's so good. Yeah, like we were been obsessed with our song Head Over Heels
Yeah,
and stuff like that, and yeah, just a lot of like 80s drum sounds and stuff kind of had like a big influence on the
yeah,
whole album. Just meant to make the drums sound like quite fat and heavy and shit like that.
yeah,
Been a fan
yeah.
of
Did
those
you go
kind
for
of
the
sounds.
hexagon pads? You know those.
Oh.
Oh man, I mean, I should have. That would have been so dope. So
Yeah.
fun.
I don't even know if you can still get them. I'm sure you probably can, but I haven't seen
They
them.
look so sick.
They're fucking awesome, aren't they? You can get ones that light up around the edges as well when you hit them.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Dang.
they're proper 80s, like fucking awesome.
I'm gonna
But
add it to
so
my shopping list.
I know you've got
The
show-
very long shopping list of everything.
Exactly.
Such a
yeah.
long shopping list.
Yeah.
So you've got a showcase coming up, haven't you, on the 18th?
Yeah. My first live show with a full band as well.
Yeah, I was going to say. So
Um,
how are you taking it live? Like, what are you doing? Who have you got in it? How's it going?
Is it
Yeah, I've got my huh?
is it
Flaming Gods.
everything with like 17 hands.
Yeah, just literally just jumping my instruments. It get hectic quick, like so quick. Well, yeah, it's got my bandmate Sam from Flaming Gods on drums, Rosa on bass, and my girlfriend Josephine on drums. On drums, on bass, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and me on vocals and guitar, and yeah, just been jamming out like the last like 3 weeks, basically, just trying to get it
Nice.
all kind of up and running. It's very interesting hearing everything like played live for the first time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
again, it's all been in my bedroom, and I've just been
Yeah.
kind of tweaking on it on my own. But yeah, it's been very nice to just actually hear it all played live,
Yeah, it must be a bit surreal, just sort of obviously having them all play
writing it and stuff.
just your songs.
So also,
songs.
Oh, I think we got a bit of a
Oh,
delay going there.
Sorry, we've got
yeah.
on there. Go ahead.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
I
I have
think.
no idea what just happened.
Oh.
So I think it just glitched. Either
Sorry.
that or I had a stroke. I don't know.
kind of talked over.
Chris,
I
Chris,
said
what you say, Chris?
it must be kind of new and a bit surreal, obviously, having everyone play songs that you solely have written, because obviously you've been in a band for a long time and
Mm.
writing in between that, but to just have everyone rocking out your stuff, it must be a little.
I feel like James Brown, like hit it on the beat.
I mean,
Get on the
yeah,
bass.
that's it. I'm trying to make sure I don't turn into like a tyrant or whatever.
Some,
Like,
some cunt coming on putting a cape on you just halfway through
Yeah.
the gig at Paper
Oh,
Dream.
I'm alive.
yeah, literally, like, yeah, like, well, who's it, like Michael Jackson that got really sassy with his band? It's like, yeah, that was a good show, but I heard you fuck up that one beat at that one bit. Like, just don't do that again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, shit. I know. I mean, I'd be mortified.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. Everyone's been smashing it, and I keep saying to everyone that just to add their own flavor to it. Like, obviously, like the general idea of the song was there, but if anyone just wants to add their own little thing, then yeah,
Do it.
feel free to. Yeah.
So what's the future? Oh, go on.
I feel like is it not sold out? Did I
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
it is.
you know, it's not too far from me. I could pop along, and then I was like, well. It's
Oh,
not so good.
Well, you know what? I've actually got 2 tickets.
Have you?
Yeah, but because my travel changed, so now I'm coming over and
Wow.
I actually fly back to Jersey on the 10th now. So I don't know if I can be there. But Chrissy, you take my tickets and go.
Shame. I mean, I
You
will
can
be.
You can take you and Warren
You
or something.
definitely.
Before we get to go,
Yeah,
that'd
that'd be
be great.
sick.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I was
yeah.
fucking
I'd love
gutted
to
because I was
go there.
like, as soon as it came out, I was like, I'm just gonna grab a couple of tickets, and then and then I was trying to figure out the dates because we've got a video shoot for the next release that we're doing and stuff, and then was trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
And it ended up being that I'm coming the week before. So anyway,
Oh man.
but yeah, I know. Yeah, well, but
Bad.
It'd be lovely to have you there if you're around.
yeah. So you might as well take the tickets, Chrissy, and get in there. But What does the future look like then? Are you gonna take it out on tour? You gonna do some more stuff?
Yeah, well, got a few dates just lined up. Nothing too crazy, just because I think with COVID and everything, it's been a bit difficult to tour. Like even with Flamingos, basically, like a lot of our shows have had to cancel. So I think we're gonna just take it a little slow until maybe November time.
Yeah.
When I think my booking agent said that there might be some stuff like around album release as well. That might just work out better. But yeah, I mean, I'm not like really like aching to go play shows. I just want to just take everything as easy as possible and just
Yeah.
not make this like a stressful thing for myself. I just want to just have as much fun as possible. So if something comes up, I'm definitely down to play it, but I'm not gonna try and force any aspect of this process.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Good.
it's a nice way to go about it. I think there's so many people that are desperate to get the music out, desperate to get in front of people that you kind of take your eye off that. But I guess you've come off the back of like long tours and all this kind of stuff, flying around the world. So you just got a different perspective on it, which is it's good for the music because it means you get to slow down and be a bit more aware and in the moment, in the present moment, and enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm always down for like a show and stuff, but yeah, it's just but I guess for like mental well-being and stuff is just to not stress myself out on things that really don't matter, and just take things as they come. And yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever actually comes up next.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm looking forward to
exciting.
being able to see it at some point, and also jamming again. Like
Man,
we should definitely
need to
get that.
on that.
I was saying to your brother, man, we should just get together, pick some of those recordings, like pick out the best bits, and just go and tighten them up. And,
exactly.
And just go into the Flaming God studio or wherever will have us, and just hash out some just live played tunes.
Get some
like
mics, get some drinks, and just chill.
Yeah, because all we really need is just some mics and an engineer, just so because like I think the last time we tried recording, it was we brought some like mics and just tried to run them through sound cards and stuff, but. Yeah, you get more involved in the playing and then you forget to like hit record and shit. So like you're like, oh fuck, we did 3 hours and I didn't hit record.
Oh God, don't.
I know that happens so much.
Yeah,
it's actually like a really gut-wrenching feeling. You're like, oh, like why? And there's no way you're gonna recreate that.
What God did to us, man.
I remember hearing a while ago something to do with you have some kind of setting on Logic, like you can effectively you haven't pressed record. It, like hears you, and then if you forget to record it, you can then get it back. But so
really?
far, any luck with that.
I didn't lose it instantly.
I never knew that.
I've heard of that setting. I haven't actually put it to use yet because that has actually happened to me like a few times where I just thought I've been recording and just haven't. Terrible.
I think it might be one of those urban legends that like music producers are just spreading to each other to wind them up because like don't worry, you can just get it back on the Phantom setting.
It sounds a bit weird.
I know.
No, it's really you got to believe. I don't know about
that. Well, thank you very much for coming on, mate. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know you need to get some rest. And all that
honestly,
kind of
thanks so much. Thanks so much for having me on. It's been
I
was saying to my
Oh, no, you go.
No, I just literally just saying to my friend that it was so nice to actually chat to people outside of our bubble, or like our Forest Hill bubble, because it's been so long.
Yeah. Well, same here though, man, because I'm in Jersey on this like little 5 mile by 5 mile island.
Yeah.
With like I know friends. I mean, I've got some people that we know
to begin with.
Like, like no friends and shit. I'm on a rock, just like, fuck am I doing in the middle of the sea? Like. So yeah,
how's it been actually?
You know what? I'm joking aside. Like it has been a blessing because it is small. There's only 100,000 people on the island, so they've been able to kind of like they just basically shut the borders down. No one's allowed in, and then they pretty much just kept everything open. So last summer, like all the beaches were open, the bars were open. There's like people doing barbecues on the beach and shit. It was Like you wouldn't have even
Right.
known. And the beaches over here are
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Like you could be in like Monaco or something. It's beautiful. So and everything was open. So all my friends are kind of like, you know, messaging me and stuff. I'm like, what are you up to? And I just send them a picture and they just be like, I'm deleting you out on my phone. You're a fucking arsehole.
You're just there, just
Just
chilling,
out.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there's a photo of him and his wife and his kid walking in front of him on the beach, and it was honestly like a postcard you would see in
Yeah,
like
it's insane. It's
wild.
insane. So
Time. It's perfect. I was thinking,
Oh,
you're not. I'm
man.
in my flat in Walthamstow,
yeah.
looking out of the rain.
Yeah, like great.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's been awesome. But the
I'm
downside
glad.
of it is like trying to get back is a nightmare because you could close the borders. You can't get on the boat. You can't fly. So
Yeah, because we were
doing
gonna
stuff
try
like
and go
this
to
is
like,
awesome.
yeah, we were trying to go to like the Isle of Wight and stuff like that, and it's just, I mean, it's not the best time to travel anyway, just because everything is so
Yeah.
like fucked. But yeah, just been one of that. There's been that earning to really just get out again
Yeah,
and just go
yeah.
like somewhere other than London.
Yeah.
Or like
Well, you're
got a
welcome
flight
over
since-
here, mate. When it gets back, you know, 'cause you can
Oh,
hop
man,
on a
that'd be
flight
lovely.
for like 50 quid from London under normal
Okay.
circumstances. You can, you know,
Yeah,
when shit
yeah.
gets back together. But just come over with your missus or something.
Dude,
Like that. Have a
man,
week
that'd
of
be
it.
so
It is
sick.
good. It's good.
Yeah.
Cool,
So,
man. Awesome. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
jumping
Yeah.
on.
lovely to meet you, Chrissy.
Lovely
as
to
well.
meet
Where
Yeah.
can people find you anyway online?
All the regular
Haunts.
spots, I guess, like Spotify.
What's your handle on there so that people can find you?
Noon
On
Garden.
just noon.garden, or is it just noon garden?
On Instagram it's noon.garden, and yeah, Facebook Noon Garden, Spotify Noon Garden, Bandcamp,
Easy.
Deezer, I think. No, I never use Deezer.
No, I don't know anyone who uses Deezer.
I don't know, but
I don't know a
there's
geezer.
I don't know Deezer
Deezer
Geezer. I don't
You're not really going to find another Noon Garden, so I think if you look for you, you'll probably find you.
Yeah,
That's what I wanted to ask you. Where'd the name come from? What was the inspiration?
I've just got this thing with just trying to connect two words together that I just think sound nice together, and that's kind of like the simple answer. And then I've just always had this obsession with exotica and like exotica music, and I've always just like this kind of sitting out in a garden in the afternoon, like listening to, you know, great music and eating good food and stuff like that. And just, I can imagine just either my music or anyone's music just being played in that setting and just having like a good time. So yeah, that's kind of where the name came from. But
that's actually a good idea to have the name be the setting that it would be suitable to listen to the music in.
Yeah,
That's an interesting idea. I never thought of that.
He's going to start calling himself like Midnight Beach or something. Like, stop it. We know we got
that name.
Yeah, no.
I quite like it. I quite like Midnight Beach.
Midnight Beach.
Poor man's.
Midnight Beach.
Awesome.
So good.
Cool, man. All right, I'll let you get back
guys.
to it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure,
yeah,
mate.
you guys
And I'm
take
looking
care.
forward to seeing you again at some point.
Happy man. Have a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Bye,
take
dude.
care. Maybe see you at the gig, Chrissy.
I'll see you at the gig with my stolen ticket from Lee. Oi.
Yeah, perfect.
All right,
Sounds
sweet.
good. Nice
See you
one.
later.
Take care, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Have a nice evening. Bye.
Bye.